biodata or job application is nothing but the personal advertisement. So we are advertising ourselves. Sender's address, date, receiver's address, subject, salutation and complimentary clause will be for 1 mark. After signature, you have to mention the heading enclosures. Enclosures means you will write what all documents are attached with the letter. You are applying for the post of postgraduate teacher for English, right? So you have to mention that is subject. Hello everyone, this is Shobita S. Aradhya, lecturer, Department of English, Vidyashram First Grade College, Mysuru, the Temple of Excellence. A warm welcome to you all. You are in the 4th sem and within a year you need to apply for the job, correct? How do you write an application for the job? What are the documents you need to attach with the letter? That we are going to study today. So today's topic is job application with the CV. So let's start today's video, that is on job application with CV. In this module, we'll be learning the meaning of job application and CV. What is it? And then we'll see what is a biodata. So what all should be included in the biodata. Then format of job application and biodata. There is a format for job application and also biodata has to be in order. So that I'll teach you. Then we'll see the marks breakup. What marks are allotted for which part of the letter, that we'll be discussing today. Then I'm going to give you some tips on how to write a job application and how to write our biodata, and then we'll see a sample of job application. So all these will be in today's video. Next we'll see the meaning. Here what is the meaning, why is it written? Letter written for getting a job. So this job application is written to get a job. So when we are seeking for a job, we write a letter to the company or the school or whoever is the employer. Okay, that is what we write in job application. Job seeker offers his or her labor and service for the return. So what does he do? He or she writes everything about herself or himself, and then he seeks some return from the company. So he gives his service to the company and he expects the salary or the remuneration from the company. That is what we usually done through the letter. Then personal advertisement. This biodata or job application is nothing but the personal advertisement. So we are advertising ourselves. We write about ourselves. We tell what we are, what are the strengths, what are the specializations we have, what skills we have. All those are added here. So this biodata is nothing but the personal advertisement. Then job application contains an appeal for a job in which job seekers' personal data like name, address, qualification, experience is attached. So what all are attached here in the job application? We write our name, we write our address, the qualification and the experience in the field. All these should be mentioned in the biodata. Only then the employer will know the strengths of the candidate, correct? So we write all these in the application. So this contains an appeal for a job which job seekers' personal data is mentioned. Okay. Then contains 2 parts. This job application has 2 parts. One is covering letter and the other is biodata or CV. What is this CV? CV is nothing but curriculum vitae. It means that we write the course of life. CV, curriculum vitae, means the course of life. What all we have studied, what are the qualifications, academically what we have performed and what are the skills and strengths of the candidate. All these are mentioned in the biodata or CV. So these are the 2 parts in the letter. One is the covering letter where we will write the sender's address, date, receiver's address, subject, and we write the content, right? All that comes in the covering letter. In biodata, we write our name, address, our qualification, all the specializations are written in the biodata. These are the 2 parts of the letter or 2 parts of job application. Next, we'll see the format of job application or the covering letter. So these must be there in the job application. Okay. So what is that? The sender's address. First we write our address. So I am sending an application to the company or the school or any institution. So I'll write my address first. Okay. Try to write the address in just 3 lines. Don't exceed. It should be covered in 3 lines. So that is sender's address. Then we write the date. Okay. Which day we are writing the letter, that day must be mentioned, and receiver's address, to whom we are writing, which is the company or the institution which has vacancy. So that will be written here. That institution's name and address has to be written here. Then comes a subject. What is the subject? This is the job application, right? So application for the job of, what is mentioned in the question, for that you have to write. This is subject. Then salutation. Salutation is nothing but the greeting. We say dear ma'am or sir, respected sir or ma'am, right? So that is salutation. Then comes body. So when it comes to body, body means the content of the letter. Here you have to split it into paragraphs. Don't write in one single paragraph. Split it into paragraphs and you have to write the body. Then complimentary clause. What is this complimentary clause? This is nothing but we thank them, right? We write the letter and we say thank you, correct? That is known as complimentary clause. And then finally, very important and must to be done is the signature. We have to sign there, okay? So this is the format of job application or the covering letter for job application. Next, we'll see the marks breakup. So here, how the marks are broken up means what are the marks allotted to each part of the letter. Here, if the question is for 5 marks, okay, if the question is for 5 marks, I am telling you, sender's address, date, receiver's address, subject, salutation, complimentary clause. Together for all these, this may be asked for 1 mark. Okay, all together this can be asked for 1 mark because these are written short. Okay, sender's address, date, receiver's address, subject, salutation and complimentary clause. So body has its own weightage. Okay, so for the body you may have the parts like for content 1 mark and for expression 1 mark. Okay, so this will include grammatical accuracy, appropriate words and spelling. What words you have used and are they grammatically correct? Are there any spelling errors? All those will be checked here. The accurate words has to be used. So for that you'll have 1 mark, and you also have to see the coherence and relevance of ideas and style. So how you have written, is it relevant to the topic? Have you written beyond the topic? All those will be checked when the marks are allotted. So you have to keep all this in your mind. So here content will be for 2 mark. Okay, so how accurately you have written and have you written according to the question? Have you included all that is needed to answer that question? Means what job application you are writing, it should be relevant to the question asked in the examination, right? So is that content proper? Have you written the body of the letter in different paragraphs, and is it having the introduction, main part and the concluding line, correct? So that is for 2 marks. And expressions. In expressions, they will check your grammatical errors, spelling errors, accurate word used there. All that comes under expression. So this will be for 2 mark. Okay. So this is how your 5 mark question will have the marks allotment. Okay. So when your letter or job application is evaluated in the examination, they'll see these things. The evaluator sees these parts and he gives marks. Okay. So once again, sender's address, date, receiver's address, subject, salutation and complimentary clause will be for 1 mark, and then content 2 marks, expression 2 marks. Okay. So keep this in your mind. If you know where the marks are given, you'll know how to write the application properly. Okay. Let's move on. See the format of biodata. So here we saw the format for job application or the covering letter, right? So in biodata, what all we need to include? What is the format for that? That is here. After signing, you must mention the heading enclosures. Okay. So after complimentary close, you will sign. Okay. After signature, you have to mention the heading enclosures. Enclosures means you will write what all documents are attached with the letter. So for that, you will write this heading enclosures, and this will include the name of the documents and the testimonials along with the cover letter. So documents means which are marks card or any certificates if you are attaching, all those comes under documents. And testimonials means if you have worked anywhere already, if you have any work experience or certificate from anywhere, all those will be attached here. You have to mention that, okay. Degree marks card, degree certificate, experience certificate, like that you will mention below the heading of enclosures. Okay, this will be soon after the covering letter, that is the complimentary close, signature. Soon after that you will write enclosures, and below that you will mention all those. Here what all you have to include here is personal details like your name, your date of birth, parents name, your address, your phone number, email address. Okay, personal details. Then qualifications, what is your qualification, academic qualification has to be mentioned here. Then experience, if you have worked already, you have to write the experience there. And then reference, if you have worked anywhere, they will refer you, or sometimes if somebody has referred you, all those references has to be written. Okay, if you have worked already somewhere, that institution or the person has to be mentioned in the reference. Okay, this is the format of biodata. Next, we'll see the tips. I would like to give you some of the tips. What are those? Double check for grammatical accuracy and spellings. I told you this will be for 2 marks. This will be checked for 2 marks in your examination, right? So you have to be very careful. After writing, please do check the grammatical accuracy and spellings. You should not do any spelling mistakes, and there shouldn't be any grammatical errors. Usually grammatical errors are done in articles, prepositions. So be very careful when you are using articles and prepositions in the letter. Then leave enough space between paragraphs so it looks neat. Okay, so between the paragraphs you can leave a line and start the next paragraph. So the spacing should be proper. If the paragraph is written neatly and there is spacing between the paragraphs, the letter looks very neat. So leaves enough space between the paragraphs so it looks very neat. Then underline the main points using a scale and a pencil. So if any point is very important, like if you are writing your experience or any skill you have which is very special and unique, for that you can use a scale and pencil. Why I am stressing on scale is, if you are drawing a line with only with a pencil, it won't be the straight line, correct? So it won't look good if you have underlined there. If you have used the scale, it looks very neat. So you can underline those important points. Presentation should be neat. So totally what you are writing, if you are writing biodata, the name, address, whatever you are writing, it should be in the proper alignment. If it is left and right, it looks very clumsy, it looks very jumbled, right? So it should be very neat. The presentation has to be neat. Maintain the alignment. Then never mention any of your personal details. No need of any personal details here. So what is required for the job, if you write, oh, that much is enough. Okay, no need of any personal details. Make sure you follow the right format and make paragraphs. So already I have taught you the format for covering letter and also biodata, right? So follow that format and please see that the paragraph is neatly done. Okay, don't write in one single paragraph, split it into paragraphs. Don't use slang or short forms. Usually you do for and. For and use this symbol, and nowadays because of more use of social media, we use the short forms, like for YOU we use this, correct? For my, instead of writing my, we write ma, correct? Avoid all these short forms. These are not allowed to be written in the job application. Then stick to the word limit. Don't drag the letter. Stick to the word limit. Usually with the question there will be word limit. You have to limit the words. Usually it is asked for 120 to 150 words for covering letter and also the biodata. So limit your writing to that word limit. Next, we'll see a sample of job application. Here is the question, how the question will be asked in the examination. Please note that, okay. Here, usually the company or the institution will advertise in the newspaper, correct? In the media, it will be advertised. So, this is the question you'll have. Achievers International Public School, Bangalore urgently requires a postgraduate teacher to teach English, for which they have placed an advertisement in the Bangalore Express. Okay, so here this is an institution, okay, educational institution which needs a postgraduate teacher. Okay, postgraduate teacher means who has done the masters. So remember, if in question postgraduate teacher is the requirement, in biodata you have to mention that you have done the master's degree. Okay, so while reading the question, be very careful. And then which is the subject? Subject is English. Okay, and where is the advertisement placed? It is in the Bangalore Express. Okay, in covering letter you have to mention this. Okay, so read it carefully. Then you are Anant or Anupama. Most of the times the name will be given. Okay, you have to write in that name only. In the examination, the question will have the name, you have to mention in the letter. So here it is Anant or Anupama from number 21, Sunmarg, Bangalore. Okay, address is also given, name is also given. For male and female, both the names are given here. Draft a letter including a CV. What you have to do is, you have to draft a covering letter including CV. CV is nothing but biodata. Applying for the advertised post. So, now you are applying for the post of postgraduate teacher to teach English, correct? So, this is the question. You have to read the question carefully and make points that you have to include in the letter. Whatever is asked in the letter, all those points must be written in the letter. Okay, so this is how the questions will be asked in your examination. Next, let us see the sample. For job application or the covering letter, I told you there is a format where you will write the sender's address. Okay, I told you not to exceed 3 lines, right? Here this is for 2 lines. Number 21, Sunmarg, Bangalore. This is the sender's address. Okay, sender's address means I am applying for the job. This is my address. Let us go back to the previous slide and see here it is mentioned you are Anant or Anupama from 21 Sunmarg, Bangalore. So, your means who is applying or who is writing the letter, their name and address is already given. So, here this is the same, number 21 Sunmarg, Bangalore, correct? Then what you have to write? It is date. You have to mention the date. Don't write the short forms. Okay, don't write MAR for March. Okay, you have to write full, and for the year also it has to be the 4 digits. Don't write only 21, 22. Don't write like that. Write it full. 2021, 2022. You have to write it full. No short forms here. Then the receiver's address. So what is this? This is the receiver's address. Okay, so this is in 3 lines. The principal, which institution had placed an advertisement? Let us go back and check again. It is Achievers International Public School, Bangalore, correct? So this is the school which has placed advertisement. To whom are you writing the letter? You should write the letter to Achievers International Public School, right? So the sender's address is the principal, Achievers International Public School, Bangalore. Okay, then subject. So subject is what you write, for what reason or what is the topic of the letter, that should be the subject. See, application for the post of a postgraduate teacher. Okay, so that is what the question is. You are applying for the post of postgraduate teacher for English, right? So you have to mention that. That is subject. Then salutation. This is called as the salutation. This is sir or madam. Okay, so you address sir or madam because we don't know who is the principal there. If we are very particular and we know, we can address only madam, but usually safer side to write sir or madam. So this slash has to be there. Okay, then this is the content, means the body of the letter. See, the body of the letter is divided into paragraphs. Okay, it is into different paragraphs, right? In response to your advertisement. So, where was the advertisement placed? It was in the Bangalore Express, correct? In response to your advertisement. No need of extra words here, no personal details, no asking how are you, all those are not needed at all. I am fine, hope you are doing well. That is all for informal letter. Here we will not write anything, we will just start with the reference. Okay, in the response to your advertisement in the Bangalore Express dated February 25th, 2000 something, whichever can be the year. So you have to mention the date, dated. When did you see the advertisement? That date has to be mentioned. For the post of an English teacher in your renowned school. So what is the post? English teacher, correct? So in your renowned school, as the letter and the language has to be very polite, these words suits well. So you can write in your renowned school, I wish to offer my candidature. So I want to apply for that. I want to be the candidate for that post. Okay. This is first paragraph. See the next paragraph. I am enclosing a copy of my biodata for your partial and kind consideration. So they have to check the biodata, right? Without knowing more about you, they can't call you for interview or they cannot appoint you. So for that you have to write this, what all you are attaching with that, whether you are attaching the biodata or not. Biodata helps them to know more about the candidate, right? So this is the next line written after the first paragraph. Then third paragraph, I am available for the interview on any day of your convenience. So you cannot demand. As I said, the letter has to be very polite. The language in the letter has to be polite, correct? So I am available for the interview any day of your choice or of your convenience. Whenever you want, I am ready to come for the interview. If given a chance to serve you, I assure you. So you have to assure them, you have to tell them that if you give me a chance, what I will be doing. If given a chance, I assure you that I shall work with utmost sincerity. If given a chance, what will you do? You will work with sincerity, right? That has to be mentioned. Dedication up to your satisfaction. So I will be a dedicated and the sincere employee in your institution. That has to be mentioned. So this is in the third paragraph. Then thank you. This thank you is nothing but the complimentary. Okay. Complimentary line, what I said. Okay. This is complimentary. You have to write. So sender's address, date, receiver's address, subject, salutation, complimentary. All together these will be for 1 mark, right? So don't miss any of these. Then signature. Yours faithfully. If you are a male, write Anant. If you are a female, write Anupama or whatever name is given in the question, that you have to write. Don't write your name if already name is mentioned in the question. Yours faithfully, then Anant or Anupama, then signature. Okay. After that, you have to add this. This is what I called enclosures. Okay. You have to mention enclosures and write biodata. You have attached that, right? If you have attached the marks card also, you have to mention that. But here in the letter, you have mentioned that the enclosing means I have enclosed a copy of biodata, my own biodata for your parcel, right? Here you have not written that you are attaching any marks card or certificates. So please do see what you have written in the body and then write here. Enclosures, biodata. If you have written that my marks card are attached here, you have to mention the marks card, which years, which course marks card you have attached. That also has to be mentioned here. Don't write in detail, just in 1 or 2 words is more than enough there. Next, we'll see how the biodata has to be written. This is the sample of biodata. It should have the name. First, what you'll write in your biodata is your name. Okay. Then comes father's name. Okay, write your father's name. date of birth. Okay, you have to write date of birth. Here in the examination, you need not write your father's name itself. You can mention any name because this is not your name here. This is the name which the question has, correct? So you can write any name for father's name. Then date of birth. Okay, for date of birth also you have to mention the date, month and year. Okay, then address you have to write. Your permanent address has to be mentioned. In the question they have given you the address, that is number 21 Sunmarg, Bangalore, correct? You have to write the same address. You can't change the address if it is mentioned in the question. Then phone number, email address, the marital status, are you married or not, this has to be mentioned. Your age, okay, and nationality. For age you have to write the completed one. If you are running 22, you have to write 21. Okay, the completed age has to be mentioned here. Then nationality, which nationality you belong to. Okay, this is the sample of biodata. You have to write all these points when you are writing in the examination. Don't miss any of these. Please remember, you have to write all these. Even the format of the letter, you have to write the sender's address, date, receiver's address, subject, salutation, body of the letter, complimentary line and signature. This is the format. And remember, for job application, you can follow the box type letter format. Means all those you will write to your left side. Okay, all sender's address, date, receiver's address, everything you will write to your left side. You will not follow the traditional format. So we are following the box type format for job application. Everything has to be to the left side of the margin. Okay. So next, here in biodata you have to mention your qualification, right? So academic qualification, what all you have done, as this post is for postgraduate teacher, correct? So I told you while reading the question itself, you have to mention your post graduation. As this job is for English in the question here, you have to write BA in English, MA in English, B.Ed. All these are the qualifications necessary for this post. You'll write your hobbies. What are your hobbies? It can be any of your hobbies. You have to write that. Strengths, okay, in which are you good? Good communication skills, computer literate, proficient in English, Hindi and German. Which are the languages you know? All those has to be mentioned. Then at the end you will write the references. If you have worked anywhere earlier, those institutions names has to be written. Mr. Vijay Mathur, Principal, DAV Public School, Gurudwara Road, Delhi, because they will be issuing you the experience certificate, correct? So you have to mention all those. Here 2 references are given. Okay, so this is the complete format of biodata. So let us go back and see what all are included in the biodata. Your name, father's name, date of birth, address, phone number, email address, marital status, age and nationality. Then academic qualification, you have to mention what are your qualification, then hobbies, strengths, then finally references. If you want to add anything else, you can write. If you can add the digital literacy, means if you have done any courses for your computer, you can mention those also with a separate heading, digital literacy. So all these are necessary in the biodata. You cannot miss any of these. You can add if you wish, but cannot miss any of these. So this is the format of biodata. Today you saw sample of the covering letter and also biodata for job application. So let's recall what we have studied today. We saw why the job application is written, what are the parts of the job application, and there are 2 parts, covering letter and the biodata. We saw the sample. In covering letter we write the address, date and the body of the letter, and then at the end we write enclosures as the heading, and we write what are enclosed, means attached with the letter. If it is only biodata, you will mention biodata. If it is marks card, you will mention even that in the under the heading enclosures. Then you will write the biodata. In biodata, you will write your name, father's name, address, phone number, your email address, your marital status, okay, your nationality, and also you will write the qualifications you have, correct, and the references. So all these must be included in your job application. Two parts are very important. One is covering letter and the second one is the biodata. So this is what you have to write in your examination if job application is asked. Hope you understood well about the job application and you will not miss any of the points in your examination and score very good marks. If you write all this, there are chances that you will get full marks on the job application. Otherwise, it will be very strict. You may lose marks if you miss any point in this. Wishing you good luck and bidding you bye. Thank you.